Hey YouTube, it's Earl, and it's time for another tobacco review. Tonight we're going to be looking at Navy Flake by Baren. Let's get to it. Okay guys and gals, tonight we're going to be talking about Baren's Navy Flake. I hope y'all are having a Merry Christmas. I very much am, because my mother-in-law got me this tin of Baren for Christmas, and I've had it for a few days now, been able to smoke it. One of the things you'll notice, look at there, you see that? October of 2014 is when this is tin. So it was a 6-year-old tin of tobacco. I've got to find out where she is shopping to buy me tobacco for Christmas, because it's the second year in a row she has given me a tin of tobacco that has been aged for over 5 years. And I find that pretty incredible that you can find and both years it's been Baren tobacco, so maybe that's part of it. These just aren't that popular. Maybe she goes in and talks to a salesman and they're trying to clear something out of their inventory that's not that popular, but I doubt it. Anyway, so Baren Navy Flake, what is it? First, let's start with what a Navy Flake is. Traditionally, in most of the Navy Flakes that I have run across and looked at, is they are primarily Virginia-based tobaccos. There may be other components in there, but they're primarily Virginia-based tobaccos. They've been pressed, and generally there is some sort of alcoholic topping, like a rum, to it. And that is very much what we have as our case tonight. So let me read you the tin description, then we'll pop it open. I'll show you a flake. I'll give you the room note and all, or tin note and all of that. Carefully selected Burley, Virginia, and the original Baren Cavendish have been pressed and stored for weeks before cutting into slices. The pressing process secures a slow and cool burning smoke, maybe is what they left out here. Slow and cool burning something, which gives the ultimate smoking pleasure. So there you have it. Virginia's, Burley's, and Cavendish that have been pressed together for weeks. And you know, Baren, oh, I kind of shredded that one, sorry, but in my opinion, there are not many manufacturers that produce a flake that is better. Again, this one broke apart as I was peeling it out, but they're just very nice, tight flakes. There's something about the structure to these flakes themselves that they're very easy to rub out if you want to do that, but they're also thin enough, pliable enough that you can take them and fold them and stuff them very easily. I have found the moisture from the 6-year-old tin to be spot on. Doesn't really need any drying time for this tin. Don't know if that's true of a newer tin of tobacco. As far as the tin aroma, I have a hard time smelling anything other than the rum. Now, it's not just rum, right? There is more there. There's that fermented fruit aroma of a well-aged Virginia. There's a little bit of hay, a little bit of kind of tanginess from the Virginias, or what I would imagine is from Virginias. So overall, a nice aroma. Let's light it up and get started. One of the things that I was worried about with this blend was that Baren Virginias tend to bite me. And there is a small bite with this tobacco. But not very much. And so I'm guessing that maybe there's a good bit more Virginia here. Burley here. And Cavendish in the mixture. I could be wrong. It can just be a McBaren tobacco, Virginia tobacco that's been pressed and does well. Now their HH Pure Virginia Flake, that doesn't tend to bite me. And maybe it's the pressing here too that helps that. Because it does burn very cool and easy. And if you fold and stuff a whole flake, you can expect to be at it for a good 45 minutes, at least. It's going to produce a good long smoke for you. In terms of flavor, I wouldn't say it's anything that's just out of the ordinary. But I will say this. It's a very good flake that's easy to come by. I don't know. I don't know how many of you have pondered over the deeming regulations recently and what that means, and if we'll eventually have blends that we love go off the market. But I think that's a possibility, and to have something that's been on the market for a long time that you like and enjoy, I think gives you a leg up. I will say this, when I took a couple of the flakes and rubbed them out, they smoked very effortlessly. Not many relights, produced plenty of smoke. Certainly got less tobacco in the chamber than I would in a fold and stuff, and so your smoke's a little bit shorter, but still a great smoke, good mouthfeel, good overall, just kind of I don't know how to describe it flavor-wise. It's just a good Virginia flake with a little something extra added in. The Virginia really seems to come through here, and that would kind of make sense to me a little bit, especially if, Burley tends to be, in my opinion, nondescript. It's not going to overpower many things. It can actually be added to a lot of blends because it doesn't add much flavor, but does add a good amount of nicotine. And it adds a good bit of smoke production. But I think those Burleys are calming down this Virginia, and they're providing a little bit of depth here. I will say some chocolatey notes, some nutty notes. I don't notice the Cavendish. Really much at all. And that may be by virtue of the fact that it's a European Cavendish versus an American Cavendish, which I've talked about several times on this channel, but ours is the really dark, sugar-coated, generally very flavored thing we call black Cavendish European Cavendish is more like toasted Virginias, is my understanding of things. But overall, it's just, to me, it's just a great smoke. It's doesn't have a ton of complexity to it, but it's a good Virginia with some depth provided to it by the burley. At least I think it's the burley that's providing some of those kind of darker, richer flavor notes. And it's just smooth, and it doesn't bite me too much. But I think if you pressed it too much, given it's a Baren Virginia flake and it's not a part of the HH series, you will get bitten if you don't watch out. So just be careful with that. Well, guys, this has been Earl. It's been another tobacco review on Baren Navy Flake. I hope you have had a wonderful Christmas and that you have a good New Year. I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.